Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
Hey everyone, Lucimus Prime here. So, it is time for the next episode of Movie Didn't Need a Sequel. And today, guys, I'm going to be covering a movie which is one of my favourite, serial killer movies of all time. And this is definitely, in my opinion, a big example I can say of a film that did not need a sequel and was best working on its own, in my opinion. And this movie, guys, it also has one of my favourite roles of all time from Christian Bale. And this movie, guys, of course, is none other than 2000's American Psycho. So yeah, now, when it comes to this film, guys, I really love American Psycho. This movie is just absolutely brilliant. It has great performances, for example, from Christian Bale as the villain, of course, which is Patrick Bateman. And yeah, does an amazing job playing one of my favourite roles of Christian. You also got great performances as well from people like Willem Dafoe and also Jared Leto in their roles as well. And the rest of the cast are also brilliant in their roles too. And the film is very memorable and it's just absolutely a brilliant movie in my opinion. And it's one of the best serial killer movies of all time. And in my opinion as well, the film should have stayed on its own, in my opinion as well. Absolutely, because it had a very great ending as well, in my opinion. Yeah, it really did, because it ends, of course, with a story of Patrick closing very well, in my opinion. Because at the end of the movie, Bateman, of course, he's not sure if his crimes were real or an imagination, and he realizes he won't get the punishment he desires. So in his narration, he declares that his confession has meant nothing. So yeah, so at the end of the movie, he's defeated because he doesn't know what he's done at all. So yeah, and in my opinion, and as well, that was definitely a great way to close the story and a great way to wrap it up. And that's why, in my opinion, American Psycho should have stayed on its own as a standalone movie. But sadly, of course, however, this was very unfortunately deemed not to be, because 2 years later, we got one of the absolute worst movies I've ever seen in my life, guys, which in my opinion was a big disgrace, absolutely abominable. And the movie, of course, was none other than 2002's American Psycho 2. Oh my god, right? Compared to this film, which I had a really fun time watching, I really love this movie. I absolutely hated and totally despised the sequel. The sequel, in my opinion, is an absolute joke compared to the masterpiece, which is the original movie. It's just a big disgrace. And it's also an example, guys, of one of those films in which, in my opinion, there is nothing good about it. Nothing at all, in my opinion. Honestly, guys, what is good about a sequel? What's good about it? Nothing, in my opinion. What is so dumb about this movie is that the film literally has pretty much no relation to the original movie. The only way it does is it starts with a 12-year-old girl whose babysitter is on a date with a serial killer, Patrick Bateman. And then after Bateman, of course, kills and starts to dissect her babysitter, the 12-year-old girl stabs him with an ice pick. So yeah, that's a very stupid start, in my opinion. And this character, guys, is of course Rachel, who is probably one of the most obnoxious, unlikable, and extremely annoying characters I've ever seen in my life in watching movies. And I regard it as the worst role I've seen from Mila Kunis. I mean, I like her in other things, for example, as Meg in Family Guy, and also in some live action in Ted and Black Swan. But in this film, guys, she was extremely annoying as Rachel Newman. A character that I can't, watch because she's so annoying. Because compared to Patrick, who was such a great villain, in my opinion, Rachel was just extremely annoying and just a pain to watch from start to finish. And she barely felt like a villain at all, because she was so lifeless and bland. And she didn't even sound like a killer at all, because she sounded so happy when talking, especially in her overuse of narration in the movie, because the film, of course, disobeys the rule of show, don't tell, because it tells rather than shows, which is ridiculous. There are some films which have done the narration in a much better way than this, but this one, of course, overdid it beyond all belief. And yeah, that's why it disobeyed the rule of show, don't tell. And yeah, like, oh my god, right. Yeah, Rachel Newman was just absolutely terrible protagonist, like, nowhere near as memorable or as intimidating as Patrick Bateman from this masterpiece movie, in my opinion, at all. The film also as well wastes William Shatner, because he appears as a character called Robert Starkman, the Professor. Like, why do you have to waste William Shatner like that? Why did you have to do that? Goodness me, what absolute waste of William Shatner. Yeah, he was absolutely wasting this film beyond all belief. And also, guys, you know how I say that, you know, what, this film has no good things about it? Well, one reason why I could say it is also because, right, sometimes in bad films, the music can be good in them, usually, sometimes, but in this film, however, the music, in my opinion, was not a redeeming quality, because in my opinion, the music choice in this film was terrible, because it sounded way too upbeat and positive, like, completely out of place in what's supposed to be a serious, you know, serial killer movie. Like, it felt more like a comedy than, you know, an actual serious slasher movie compared to the original movie. Because this film, guys, was a full-on horror movie, whereas the sequel, in my opinion, was just a comedy movie, really. Unintentional comedy, because it was laughably bad, in my opinion. Like, it was terrible, in my opinion, compared to the original masterpiece. Like, the sequel was absolutely abominable, guys. It really was. Like, oh my god. Like, I mean, when it comes to, you know, when I watch the movies, right, you know, I had a really fun time watching it, which is why I got this steelbook of it, guys. This is a steelbook, as you can see. Look, it's a steelbook of the first movie, because it's a masterpiece, yeah. Absolutely amazing movie, which I've got to get as a steelbook. As for the sequel, however, I thankfully don't own it. I watched it via streaming services, and yeah, like, honestly, like, if I wasn't doing this video, guys, to say why, in my opinion, American Psycho didn't need a sequel, I would have turned off the sequel very early into it, because it was just absolutely abominable. Probably after the opening scene, because it was just absolutely terrible, in my opinion. And it nearly bored me to sleep as well, because it was so boring. Like, because compared to this film, which had lots of very intense scenes and very intense, you know, kill scenes, the sequel, in my opinion, did not have any of that at all. Like, I wasn't scared or intimidated by anything in this movie at all. Like, it was just absolutely atrocious, in my opinion, the sequel. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, guys, in my opinion, American Psycho only works best as a standalone movie, and that's how I'm going to keep it, in my opinion. There is no way I'm ever going to put something to say at a sequel, because in my opinion, the sequel is garbage and doesn't deserve to exist, in my opinion, at all. Like, it's not American Psycho at all. Like, I'd rather rename it to something like, you know, High School Killer or something like that, because the killer of this film is a high school student, so we could have just renamed it to that. Wouldn't change a thing at all. Especially because in the opening scene of the film, Patrick Bateman's not even played by Christian Bale. He's instead played by someone called Michael Kremko. So yeah, exactly. Like, if you literally change, you know, the name of the character, you wouldn't even think it's Patrick, because yeah, because even the actor who played him in the opening scene didn't even look like Christian Bale at all, in my opinion. So yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, guys, American Psycho to me is only one movie, just one. And I only ever own the original movie as a steelbook. And there's no way I'm ever going to buy the sequel. Hell no. Like, when it comes to what I'll do in the future, guys, I will 100% post a review for this movie in the future. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to doing that at all, because it's a great movie that deserves to be talked about, in my opinion. As for the sequel, I'm going to give it a very big trash talk, because I think it's one of the worst movies ever made, in my opinion. One of those films which, in my opinion, there's no good quality about it at all. Nothing that can redeem it at all. And yeah, because it was absolutely atrocious, in my opinion. Like, I mean, honestly, guys, like, what's good about a sequel? Yeah, in my opinion, there's nothing good about it at all. Yeah. So, yeah, long story short, guys, in my opinion, American Psycho is only a standalone movie, and I keep it that way, really. Just one to me, and that's it. And there's no way I'm ever going to rewatch the sequel unless I'm doing my trash talk of it. Once I've done my trash talk, I'm never going to watch it ever again. Hell no. But I will, however, watch this film lots of times, though, because it's definitely a great film that deserves lots of watches, because it's definitely a great movie, in my opinion. And yeah. So I'd definitely recommend you guys to watch the original movie, because it's a great film. But please, for your own sake, guys, if you've not seen the sequel, please don't watch it, because it's just absolutely atrocious. And I only watched it for your benefit if you're wanting to rely on me to watch it so you don't have to. But yeah, for your own sake, guys, please do not watch the sequel because, like, it's one of the worst movies ever made, in my opinion, that I've seen. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah. So in my opinion, guys, American Psycho is only a standalone movie, and I like to keep it that way, really. There's no way I'm ever going to, you know, acknowledge the existence of a sequel. I pretend it does not exist, in my opinion. So yeah, this film to me is only a standalone slasher film, one of the best movies that I've seen, which is a slasher horror movie. The sequel, in my opinion, sucked. So guys, this is me doing a video talking on why, in my opinion, American Psycho did not need a sequel. So you know, drill, guys, be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to comment what you guys think of American Psycho. Do you think you needed a sequel on the comments below? Also, be sure to join the team, find my person, subscribe, and in the future. If you'd like to be a member, you can join me in the description, and I'll see you all later.